Hello, hello Instagram and Instagram world. Welcome to the HoopYogini full moon class. It's part of the pop-up lunar phase series classes that I'm offering. And I'm gonna get started with the HoopYogini class. Hi Nikki. But before I do that, I wanted to just share the inspiration for the class. So for those of you that are joining or watching the replay, I usually set up this space and then go into the class. Today I've already set up my space, so if you need to light a candle or burn some sage or incense or spray the room or get something that you need, feel free to pause and get that, or to get that while I read about the full moon class. So this full moon in Cancer during Capricorn season. So Cancer rules the chest, stomach, womb, and breasts. So that was pretty much like my main focus when creating postures for the class flow. And the full moon energy this time around is self-care and turning inward, which is really very winter. And I spent the day outside, so it was super winter for me to be outside with all those preschoolers. So I'm gonna step back now. I'm gonna put the yoga ball away. So I have what I call a yoga hula hoop, but it's an adult beginner hoop or a larger hula hoop. You can use any size hoop for this practice. I just prefer that size. And I'm thinking that, sometimes my spirit takes me other places, but I'm feeling really into an off-body HoopYogini class. So, if you're somebody who's new to hooping, there's no need to feel like you have to have a certain size hoop. So sitting, sorry, of course my dogs are barking. Starting off sitting inside the hoop with feet together, a nice little butterfly, just settling in. Oh, beautiful. The joy of live classes. Feel free to move any of the sweet meat that is in the way, helping yourself feel nice and grounded. It's optional as to how you would like to place your body during this posture. I like to put my hands around my ankles. And I really like to have kind of a loose connection with my feet, but right now I'm going to add a little more intention and truly press the bottoms of my feet together. So pressing the bottoms of your feet together. Inhale, lengthening from the top of the head. Exhale, rooting down from the sits bones. Eyes open or closed, taking 3 breaths to connect to your center. Breathing your own pace. And the style of breath that feels good to you in this moment. Beautiful. If eyes are closed, you may open them now. And leaning forward, hinging at the hips, using the elbows to press down into the knees to stretch the inside of the legs and the hips. And for this, thinking and imagining that your back is nice and flat. So hinging at the hips, pushing the chest forward, bringing the shoulders down and back, and aiming the top of the head forward, slightly forward. But you have your head nicely stacked up on the spine. Breathing into this stretch, your own rhythm, your own speed, your own pace. For 3 breaths. 3 is generally my magic number. Just like the Schoolhouse Rock song. Pushing the right elbow into the right knee, lengthening the left arm up and over, stretching over to the right. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, circling the arm. So inhale to bring the arm up and exhale to swoop it down. Nice circles here. And I know I've done 3, but I'm going to do 3 more. So 6, changing that number from 3 to 6 for these beautiful arm circles. And once you've done the 6th, taking the arm, inhale, lifting it up, exhale, bending it behind your back and coming into a little bit of a bind. So the palm of your left hand is on your back, maybe twisting it to the front of the right hip, kind of going into your pocket. And inhale, looking up at that full moon. Breathing our 3 breaths for this very small bind. Inhale, gently lift the left arm back, bringing yourself back to facing forward. Give a little shake. Preparing for the other side, holding the ankles. Inhale, lengthening from the top of the head. Exhale, hinging at the hips to come forward, pressing the elbows into the knees. Inhale, lengthening the right arm, leaning over to the left, taking a cleansing breath, and then circling the arm just like you did the other side. Inhale to open up, exhale to circle down. Inhale brings the arm up. We're doing 6 arm circles. I totally love circles. Sure, many of you do too. I love hoops. I love the full moon. And I'm looking at a tapestry that's a giant mandala that's a circle. And I've gotten distracted. Coming into the bind after 6 circles of the arm. I can't get this side to the pocket, but bringing the back of the hand to the back and trying to reach to the front left hip where your pocket would be if you were wearing jeans or something with a pocket, I suppose. Inhale, looking up at the full moon. Breathing into this stretch. Beautiful. Inhale, returning forward, giving the little shake of the shoulders, little shake out. Ooh, yeah. Lifting the hoop up overhead, just so you can kind of turn your body to be on the mat. Holding the hoop as if it was a giant steering wheel, gently rolling down. Of course, I'm not gently rolling down. My baby just makes a lot of this really tricky. Hopefully you can see me. I think I'm on. I think you can see me. Having nice bent knees, holding the hoop steering wheel over the chest. Returning back to the bind of the feet, so the bottoms of the feet touching. Breathing into this reclined butterfly, or you might know it as reclined angle pose. Feeling that difference of hip positioning and body positioning. Inhale to lengthen the fingers up towards the sky, up towards the moon. Letting the shoulders come off the mat, and then exhale, pressing the shoulders down. So inhale to lengthen and lift the shoulders off the mat. Exhale, expanding the chest and lowering the shoulders down. Beautiful. Adding on to that, as you inhale and lift up, you gently squeeze into the hoop. And then exhale, as your shoulders come down, you can relax from that squeeze. So inhale to lengthen and grow, and exhale to root down and expand. Let's do 3 more just like this. 2. Last 1. Beautiful. And with control and ease, bringing the knees together. Now changing the grip of the hoop. So instead of being at 3 and 9, you're going to be more at 10 and 2. And gently put the toes on the hoop. Sorry, my back, my whole body is just so different. So I might tell you to do something, however I might not be able to quite do it myself or make modifications for my pregnancy. So again, holding the hoop at 10 and 2, straightening the legs, letting the bottoms of the feet now come to the ceiling. And based on the size of your hoop, you might have your hoop coming down to your chest, or it might be going over your head. Really based on the size of your hoop and your flexibility, you might have a different positioning than I do. Nice flexed feet. Letting the hoop support the stretch. Just feeling into that for a moment. Inhale, imagining the heels touching the ceiling. I feel like, yeah, there we go. I was like, I'm gonna hit myself with my hoop. It's weird because at the same time, if you're barefoot like me, you're gripping your toes on the hoop, but trying to have a flexed foot and aim the heel up towards the sky. Inhale, now imagining your sits bones or your tailbone touching the mat, touching the earth. Really feeling length in the leg. I was going to call it the spine of the leg, but I'm thinking it's just the skeletal system of your legs, the bones of your legs. Inhale, release the left leg down, and you can have it be straight or bent. It's based on your personal comfort and level. And now deepening the stretch of the right leg, bringing the hoop closer, maybe now holding it outside grip at 3 and 9 or whatever feels good to you. Inhale, holding the hoop in the right hand, releasing the left hand down to the earth. Open up the right leg out to the right side. Stretching the inside of the right leg for 3 breaths. Again, breathing your own rhythm. Inhale, returning the leg back to center. Now putting the left hand on the hoop, releasing the right hand down to the earth, letting the right leg stretch across to the left. If you're like me and you can't go that far because maybe there's a baby in the way or that's just as far as you can go, that's fine. But for those of you that are really flexible, you can even let the hoop, you could just hold the hoop up and keep letting the legs stretch over until you feel that. You can let your hips stack. It's really up to your comfort level. You know what, that actually feels really nice. I'm going to allow that for myself as well, though it's not the direction I was originally going to go. It's interesting. I mean, it's amazing. I'm sure other yoga instructors that are following this, or teachers in general, you have a plan and then sometimes you change it as you're moving. And that's what's so nice about a live class experience. Returning the right leg back to center. Both hands at the top of the hoop at the 12. Bringing the left foot up, releasing the right down to the mat. Now changing the grip, an outside grip to 3 and 9 or wherever feels good to you as you stretch the back of the left leg. Pulling the foot and the knee closer to your face or your nose for 3 breaths. I'm going to go slightly out and around my belly and then stretch in. So always making the modifications that your body needs. Inhale, releasing the right hand down to the earth. Inhale, open up the left leg out to the side for a hoop supported stretch, the inside of the left leg. It's always nice to get the hoop support. If you can't feel it or you don't feel it, keep changing your grip and your positioning until you do. The hoop can really be just like a yoga strap and support most stretches. Inhale to return the leg center, placing the right hand on the top of the hoop, releasing the left hand down to the mat, allowing yourself to stretch. So whatever you stretch you did on the other side for the other leg, you'll do here. So if you kept your hips planted down and you just reached across, do that stretch. If you allowed yourself to keep going and stack the hips, then please do that stretch. It's always good to have balance. I don't have a bolster on this side, so I might try to return to a hoop supported stretch and just change my positioning a little bit. And that's what doing a lot of this hoop yogini practice has taught me, is sometimes you just have to play around with the positioning and grip of the hoop as you go through your yoga, dance, movement, and stretching practice. Inhale, coming center, releasing the left leg down, bringing both feet to bent knees to the center, holding the hoop steering wheel, giving your feet about hip distance space. So that would be lining your heels up with your sits bones, toes forward, allowing your knees to windshield wiper or swoosh side to side, rocking the hips side to side. Inhale to come center and exhale to push down to the earth or go to that side stretch. Adding on, I'm really steering your hoop steering wheel. So just allow yourself to twist the hoop. Sometimes this is called Medusa arms or goddess arms. You can go as fast or as slow as you would like. And as long as you're breathing, it's important. You don't need to do the assigned breath of inhale to come center and exhale to let the knees go out to the side. But if you're someone who likes that assignment or intention, remind yourself, inhale to come center, exhale to twist. One more each direction. Coming to the still point. Letting the hoop come off the body, resting on the earth next to you. And with grace and ease, however you can, rolling to one side and pushing yourself to sit up. Coming into easy seat. It's so hard to be pregnant and move quickly, so I apologize for my long and disjointed transitions. Whew. Bringing the hoop back to being around center in your easy seat. Inhale, lifting the hoop up. Life is awesome. Exhale, bringing it down around your body. Oh yes, it is. Inhale. Life is awesome. Exhale. Oh yes, it is. Noticing what leg is in front. One more inhale to lift the hoop up. Life is awesome. Oh yes, it is. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. So always exhale to twist and inhale, center. And you're allowed to twist as much or as deep as you would like. I'm going to always try to keep my baby facing forward, so my twisting isn't as extreme as it could be. But allow yourself to see how far you can go. Really rotate that spine, thinking about the circles, the chakras on your spine and how they're always spinning around. Imagine that you're like that owl, completely spinning around the center point. One more twist to each direction. And allowing yourself to open up your legs, maybe giving a little shake out if you need. Pointing and flexing the feet, circling the feet one way, changing the direction, circling your feet the other way. Wiggling your toes, hearing any little crackles that might be there. Inhale, lifting the hoop up overhead and then letting it come perpendicular or right in front of you. Placing your hands on the outside at the 10 and the 2. allowing rocking side to side. Flexed feet to start. And it's up to you. You can go really wide in your straddle. Again, it's up to your comfort and your flexibility. I like having nice long fingers, not really gripping the hoop, but on the hoop for sure. Rocking side to side. And then of course I start thinking of songs to sing. They're all preschool related. It's like tick, tock, cuckoo clock. We don't need that. But that was a big song today while pushing the tire swing. And the next time you rock over to the right, stay there for a moment, placing your right hand down on the inside of your right leg. Now gripping the hoop and lifting the hoop up and looking up at that hoop, letting it drop behind your body and opening it up even more. Really stretching and looking up for 3 breaths. And I even have the hoop on the ground behind me helping with this stretch. Inhale, returning the hoop up and then back and front. And rocking to the other side, placing your right hand on the top. Left hand down on the inside of the leg as you rock the hoop over to the left. Lift the hoop up overhead. So beautiful. And then let it drop behind you. And then stretching even more. Each side feels so different for me today. I don't know about you. This side's very tight. Breathing into the stretch, really opening up the chest. I definitely did more than 3 breaths, I think, because it's harder for me on this side because it's tighter. Returning the hoop back up, boop, and then in front. And going back to rocking, side to side. Beautiful job flowing. Ooh, yeah. And then slowly letting the rocking get smaller and smaller till it comes to a still point. Flipping the hoop up, back, overhead. I call this the hoop halo, where it's overhead and your hands are on the inside grip at 3 and 9. Inhale, lengthen from the fingertips. Exhale, bring the shoulders down and back. I like to call that plugged in. Shoulders nice and plugged in. Shining the heart forward. Bringing the left foot inside of the right knee. Inhale, lengthening from the fingertips, and exhale, reaching over to the right foot. So holding that stretch for 3 breaths. And before returning center, inhaling, now squaring the chest off to the knee, to the right knee. Lengthening the fingers forward now. Shoulders still plugged in. So inhale to lengthen and exhale to root down. Inhale, growing from the fingertips, lift your body up, floating up with the hoop. Exhale, shoulders down. Inhale, twisting back to center. Now undoing that little stretch, bringing the right foot into the left, making that little figure 4 or gate pose. Inhale, lengthen from the fingertips. Exhale, rooting down from the shoulders. Stretching the left hand towards the left foot, holding this side stretch for 3 breaths. Hello everyone, I see names and things. It's just so far away, I can't quite read it, but I will check it out very soon. Exhale, twist, squaring your chest off to your knee. Inhale, lengthening the fingers forward. Exhale, rooting down the shoulders. Excuse me. Inhale, lengthening from the fingers, rise up. Exhale, anchor the shoulders down. Again, inhale, lengthen from the fingertips. Exhale, rooting down from the shoulders, plugging the shoulders in. Inhale, twist center. Now bringing both feet forward. You do the little knee shake, little popcorn shake. Now lowering the hoop down, all still shaking. You can stop the shaking, hooking the toes on the hoop. And again, based on the size of your hoop, you might not be able to be inside of it and hook onto your hoop. If your hoop is smaller, you might have to hook and hold in front of you. And if you have a larger hoop, you might have to just choke up on your grip. Hinging at the hips, pushing the heart forward. I feel a stretch here. If you don't and you want to go forward even more, go for it. I definitely have a baby in the way that's going to prevent me from really going forward much more. But thinking about a nice long spine, the top of the head is lifted and aiming towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Shining the heart forward, hinging at the hips, coming forward, choking up on the grip of the hoop and pulling the feet closer. Really feeling the stretch of the back of the legs, the stretch in the back. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen from the top of the head. Exhale, bring the right ear, the right ear to the right shoulder. Taking a breath. Inhale, chin to chest. Taking a breath. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Taking your breath. Gently releasing as your head comes back to center, releasing the stretch of the feet on the hoop. Now, sitting back in easy seat, whatever leg you had in front, you're going to have the reverse in front. And make any adjustments that are needed. If you need to scooch back onto your mat or what have you. Sorry, I just started moving without saying what I was doing. So the hoop is around the body, holding the hoop at 3 and 9. Inhale, lifting it up overhead, inside grip, hands at 3 and 9. Nice long fingers. With those nice long fingers, imagining that our sits bones are our feet. We're definitely in a seated, centered pose, traveling around the world, stretching our body. So inhale to lengthen the fingers, exhale to root down from the shoulders, inhale to arch over to the right, exhale as you round forward, inhale, open up to the left and come into a nice little back bend. So the fullest part of the exhale is in the forward bend, the fullest part of the inhale is in the back bend. You can imagine it being very similar to a seated cat-cow with some side arcs or side stretches in there. Beautiful. Opening up. And the next time your hoop is forward, change directions. Beautiful. Inhaling to open up and exhaling to round forward. One more rotation around the world. Then return to your hoop halo. Hoop overhead. Inhale to lengthen the fingers. Exhale, rooting down, letting the hoop come down. Bringing hands to heart. Closing eyes if you would like. They can also be open with a nice soft gaze. Connecting now with your breath. Noticing what you notice about your body. What messages is your body telling you from your day, from your practice? This was a very short HoopYogini class inspired by full moon in Cancer during Capricorn season. Capricorn season is almost over. So those of you that don't like winter, you might be a little bit excited about shifting into, I believe it's Pisces? No, I don't know. Is it? Oh my gosh, I don't really know. I think so. I don't know if any of you have experienced pregnancy brain, but sometimes it's like, I don't know what I'm even talking about sometimes. Anyway. this full moon energy, turning inward, reflecting back to the new moon in Capricorn and the intentions you set for this lunar cycle. Perhaps you didn't set intentions at the new moon. Perhaps you set New Year's resolutions. So tapping into those and how it's been going or flowing for you. Keeping one hand on your heart and placing one hand down at your womb space. Taking 3 big belly breaths. Every inhale, expanding your energy and your love outward to all the parts of your body. And as you exhale, returning it back to center, back to your heart, back to you. If your eyes are closed, you may open them. Wherever you are, just allowing your hands to rub your body, giving love to all the parts of your body, giving gratitude and thanks to all the parts of your body. Maybe even rubbing your face, your head, your neck and shoulders. And maybe kind of noticing where on your body would like more massage or rub or contact, and apply that to your night routine. Maybe you're like, oh, you know what? I think I kind of need to do a little, shoulder massage. I was going to encourage oil pulling for tonight's self-care practice or to add to your night routine as we end Capricorn season, which rules the knees and the joints and the teeth. Could be kind of fun to return to that. If you're someone who isn't familiar with oil pulling, it's when you use coconut oil, or there's other oils that you can use where you swish it around in your mouth to help cleanse and strengthen your teeth. Bringing your hands to a prayer, letting the hoop come in contact with that. So putting your hoop between your thumbs and your forefingers. Making any adjustments that you need to bring your thumbs to your heart space, your heart center. Sealing in the HoopYogini practice with the HoopYogini closing. May your practice bring you peace, and may you share this peace with the world. Thank you. And for those that like to journal, I do have a prompt that I will read, and I will also type it up in the description of the class. So if you need to return to it, you can. I'm gonna slowly rise up. Slowly. And I'm gonna sit on this yoga ball while I read it. All right. If you're a journaler, feel free to grab that now. And again, I will type up the prompt if you're someone who is like me, where you're like, I don't think I could write it fast enough. In what ways have I overlooked my own needs or self-care in order to be seen as productive or worthy based on my work? I'm going to read it again, but let me grab a sip of hot chocolate because that helps always. Hot chocolate always helps everything. In what ways have I overlooked my own needs or self-care in order to be seen as productive or worthy based on my work? Oh, look, I can add a comment. Maybe, I don't know if I could type that fast for all of you. All right. I'm going to try to type it in this comment. I think that's kind of cool. I didn't know that I could do that. Hello, look at all these friends that have joined. All right. In what ways have I overlooked my own, oh, I hear banjo coming, my own needs Hi Banjo, how you doing, buddy? He really likes sage, so whenever, generally if you burn sage, he'll come in order to be seen as productive or worthy. Oh, I hear his belly. I hear his digesting. Oh, look, I just have to move my head and then I could see the letters, because the white lettering on the white wall was really hard for me. In what ways have I overlooked my own needs or self-care in order to be seen as productive or worthy based on my work? Woo! That's the journal prompt for the journalers. And again, for those that are into self-care, I think it would be great to do oil pulling tonight. I think salt baths are always a great idea, especially during full moon. And something I like to do for full moon baths, I like to imagine all the gunk and the stress from the past lunar cycle just leaving my body and going into the water, and then once it's in the water, going down the drain. I like that visual. You can even do that with a shower, washing that away. And I thank you for joining this live class, and it's part of a series of lunar phase pop-up classes. I did the new moon, I did the first quarter, the full moon. I hoped and planned to do the last quarter, but between pregnancy and life, sometimes things don't quite happen the way that I had exactly imagined them. I'm having these classes be about 30 minutes, and I am always trying to offer some sort of journaling for those that are interested in it. If you would like to give a tip or show a little love, feel free to go to flowvixen.com, and I have a link there to PayPal and to Venmo for those that would like to give a little tip or donation. And I would like to also offer them in February. We'll see what happens, as I continue through my pregnancy journey. And again, thank you all for joining, whether you're live or a replay. All right, goodbye.